Let me think where to start. So when you look at everybody else in the group and you're paying attention to what everybody else is doing, and you're paying attention to the scriptures they're putting down and the connections they're making, and it's like you're reading and you're doing the work and you're rebuking and you're doing all this, and like you because a part of this is Satan likes to come in and try to put doubts and fears in your minds. Like, are you screwing up? Am I messing up on something? Am I not doing something right? Like, we all have these thoughts. We all question ourselves every day if we're doing everything we should be doing and doing it properly. And so, it's like you go a long time without finding anything real cool that just like, oh my gosh, wow, you just want to share it with everybody. And so you start kind of like you have to then check your heart every single day, all day, because that desire starts creeping in to want to be the one that finds the next big connection point, right? Or some good piece of meat that everybody's just like, wow, because at our root core, we all struggle with the feeling of wanting to be confirmed by others. But our confirmation only should be coming from the Father and not by others. And especially by our own efforts, right? So if we go digging into the scriptures and we find it ourselves and we know that he revealed it to us, but then we share it with the group. And so you have to have this battle where it's you cannot look at it as your own efforts and you found it and then you're sharing it in the group. You're kind of like, at that point you have to start battling this desire to want others to like shower you with praise because you found this. And, so it's like I'm always doing a heart check every minute of the day throughout this. Anytime those kind of thoughts or feelings come up, I have to squash them down. And I've gotten into a place and I've been in this place for a while where it's like, I'll actually say this. It started decades ago in my workplace. Right. So 2008 is when I in my apostate days, that's when I gave my life to, I was like, okay, that's it. Like, I'm going to dedicate me to the Messiah. And so I started changing my work habits and my, how I viewed the jobs I did. Right. So there's that verse that says, everything you do it for the Lord. Do it for the Father. And so I adopted that mindset in my career. And when I would get interviewed for a job, I would tell them like, look, I don't care if I'm scrubbing the shit on the toilets or sweeping or I'm welding on a, $100,000 project. It all pays the same and I'm not working for you anyways. I'm working for the Father. So it doesn't matter how much I get paid. It doesn't matter what project I'm working on. I'm going to do the best that I absolutely can, no matter what it is. So if that toilet has got crap smeared all over it, I'm going to scrub it all off and try to look as new as possible. That's just the work ethic I have. And so that work ethic has transferred into studying God's Word. And so it doesn't matter if I get meat. It doesn't matter if I find the next big thing. Like, I don't care. I just want to find as many people as possible to try to proclaim the truth to as many as possible. I want to affect as many as possible. And I don't care. Like, I don't care if it comes by me. Honestly, I don't. Like, it's just the same as if it comes through somebody else. Because I'm rejoicing. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so freaking cool. Like, it wouldn't matter if I found it or somebody else. It's the same outcome. It's the same joy. Because it's that like, man, I don't know how to explain it, man. It's like a euphoric feeling when you see this truth of prophecy that connects and the puzzle pieces fit together. It's like having a puzzle that's got 1,000 pieces and all of them are completely black. And so like when you finally find that one, that has no distinguishing marks on it, and you are able to fit it into that place, it's like, whoa, you celebrate. And so, this is something that I know all of us, I'm sure, deal with, because we've all dealt with covetousness. Every single one of us has had covetousness at one point or another in our lifetime. Materialism, like, you cannot grow up in America and not have this. And so it's nice to not be controlled by that or motivated by that. And when you start coveting after wanting to be the one that finds the meat, because everybody at their root core, I'm telling you, I don't care what people say, I know what's in there. Everybody desires that confirmation. They desire validation, right? That's the root core of our soul, is we need to be validated as a person. The problem is everybody seeks that validation out through sinful means and self means instead of from the Father. And so that causes all kinds of issues. And that's where bitterness and resentment and covetousness and anger and all that stuff spring out forth from, is so many have a desire to be validated. And once your identity is secure in who the Father says you are, and it's backed up by prophecy, that's all the validation I need. The prophecy gives me my validation because I see what I'm doing. I see what the prophecy says. And it's like, that's good enough for me. If God's word says it, that's what it is.